Transform forms out of the norm, get it on film from out of the earth.
I wanted to just do a little lighting breakdown scenario here. Very simple. I just found the area in my house that had the most depth, and that happened to be my dining room here. So I used that, and you can see the corner in the room shot into the corner, into the L of the room, giving the most depth here. And this is just with the house lights. Just turned all the what we call practicals on in just the room lights. The dining room here, along this brick wall. Over here we have the living room. Over here is the kitchen. These lights are on. And, you know, I've color graded it. Everything. It doesn't look bad. I'm using a vintage lens. It's about 40 years old. It's a Helios 44M. It's a Ukrainian lens. It was made in 1983, so we get some cool flaring and some nice, it softens everything a little bit. It takes off that digital edge. I like the way it looks. I like the combination of a vintage, like a lens that was meant for film, and a digital sensor. Sometimes digital sensors and digital lenses together is just a little sharp. Not everybody needs to see every pore on your face. And, you know, a little character is cool. This doesn't have perfectly round bokeh. You can see over here around the edges, some of these are elongated instead of just round bokeh balls. You see over here, closer to the edge, they get more cat's eye. That's unique. Something about this lens. But, so, what if we were to light this scene as if we were a cinematographer? Wouldn't that be crazy? Well, we're going to do that and use what we call motivated lighting. We don't want to have anything crazy. I've got a clip here, and this is the difference. This is lit intentionally versus naturally. Same lens, same effects done in post. The exposure curve was a little bit different because, you know, this had brighter highlights and deeper shadows, more contrast. But again, you see that kind of elongated, swirly bokeh here in the edges. But okay, so what do I mean by motivated lighting? That means all the lighting that I set up is meant to appear like it's natural. Now, over here on this side of the frame is the door to my storm shelter, which is what's behind this wall. And just in that door, I have a aperture 200X set up with a Fresnel spotlight attachment, and it's set to 3200 Kelvin to match the color temperature of these tungsten lights here. And that is a hard source, hard warm light hitting me in the back, giving me this rim light here, separating me from the background, and it appears to be motivated by this light bulb here. You know, if I didn't tell you any better, that's what you would assume. Then over here in the kitchen, off to the left of the frame, I have a aperture 100D set up with a parabolic softbox and a grid on it, pushing level in this way towards me. I have a parabolic softbox and a grid to contain any spill. I don't want to light up the whole room. I just want to light up me, but I want it to be a soft source. You notice I'm shooting shadow side. We're lighting up. It's a far side key and a backlight, rim light. We don't have much fill light in here. We're shooting shadow side. It adds shape to the face. You can see how my bone structure and everything. And that light is motivated by these bulbs here. If I didn't tell you any different, that's what it looks like. And that is called motivated lighting. Whereas that's what a cinematographer might do. If you're a videographer, on the other hand, you might just set the camera up and start filming, capture the moment kind of thing. And yeah, this looks fine. It's in 4K, I mean, well, you won't see it in 4K because I'm just doing a screen recording. It'll probably be like 720p. But it's got depth. Um, but the lighting, it's very bland. It's flat. It's got good color. It's got some depth. It could be worse, but it could obviously be better. So that is what we call motivated lighting in cinematography. It's got two lights hidden that you do not see. They are playing the role of this light and this light, wrapping light around my face with that one and adding the rim light to separate me from the backdrop here. We also have some nice splashes of what we call salt and pepper sometimes. I don't, different people have different terms, but patches of light and darkness throughout the frame. Dark and light, dark, light, light, dark, light, around my rim light there, dark, light, to make things interesting and break it up. Whereas here, not so much. It's just a little flat. It's just a little boring. So, that is cinematography, introduction to motivated lighting, which is most of what you would do as a cinematographer. If you're shooting stuff like music videos and stuff, you can get more stylized, and the lighting doesn't have to have a motivation. It can just be a light, just to look cool. But usually, in something narrative, project, commercial, or film, or something like that, you're gonna mostly be shooting motivated lighting. You just want to make things look natural, but look their best. These lights could never give me this soft of a key light, or this punchy of a backlight to separate me. It's just flat, hard, warm light. And I did shoot this at 5600 Kelvin because my key light is daylight balanced and everything else was tungsten balanced at 3200 Kelvin. So at this one, I think I set it to 4000 to get it closer to natural white balance. I guess if I wanted it to look white, if the light to look white, I would have set it to 3200, but I want it to look a little warm. I could always cool it down a little in post if I wanted. But anyway, so that's the only differences when shooting was the white balance a little bit, other than lighting. And in post-production, basically exactly the same thing, except I tried to give this more contrast to pop out as much as I could. I can show you guys, actually. Let's take off, show you what the log footage looks like. So that's our log footage that we recorded in camera, very flat, but you can see our rim light, key light here. Here is our log footage of the natural light. Now, we could take that to what we call Rec 709, or just basically normal. And we get something that looks like this. It doesn't have a lot of saturation. It could use more if that's where I was going to leave it, but this LUT I'm about to pop on it, it's going to add saturation quite a bit, so we have to account for that. And there we go. The difference setting up a couple of lights and just knowing what the hell you're doing can make is that versus that. So there you go. That's motivated lighting. Captain Redbeard out. Peace.